A first ever stunning admission from a woman who accused Duke University lacrosse players of raping her nearly 20 years ago. The story was a national firestorm. She now says she lied about the encounter. Crystal Mangum first made the claims back in 2006, saying 3 members of the school's lacrosse team raped her after she had been hired to dance at a house party the team was throwing. Police charged David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman after Mangum's accusations. But after much back and forth and the city's DA stepping down from the case, North Carolina's Attorney General later dismissed the charges, citing a lack of evidence. But now, going on the record on a podcast nearly 20 years later, Crystal Mangum says she was lying the whole time.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was.
Oh my goodness gracious, I can't. What?
Regardless, I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that. And I hope they can forgive me. And that I hope that they can heal and trust God and know that God loves them and that God is loving them through me, letting them know that they're valuable and that they didn't deserve that.
This is you.
You think? you like I hate to be the guy to state the obvious, but yes, no man deserves to be falsely accused. And it's just crazy how this woman is just walking around freely able to speak on a podcast when she literally in effect destroyed these young men's lives. And that's just, God, that's crazy. This is insane. Believe all women, they say.
You use Betterment, and this is your money with Betterment. Your money's hustling, rising, grinding.
Joining me now is CNN's Jean Casares, who reported heavily on this case. Jean, give us a sense of how impactful and controversial these accusations and the result were at that time. I remember, you remember this story all too well. I mean, this was literally a firestorm of a story back in 2006. The entire country was watching it, and to hear this admission all these years later, it's just extraordinary.
And 3 young lives were destroyed at that time. You know, it was 2006. It was Durham, North Carolina. I was there. I was covering this. And Crystal Mangum made the accusation that she was raped by David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman. And there were charges, very serious sexual assault charges that had terms of imprisonment for the rest of their lives. And in Durham, that's where it started. And
well, hate to break it down, but at least these guys know how to dress. If these guys know how to dress, though, I'll tell you that. Whoever got them together, they got them together pretty well. I'll say that. But at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. What we have to take a real serious look at this, because this is disgusting. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm sitting here watching this, and my blood is boiling. This is disgusting because this woman literally just lied on these men. And people can think, oh, well, you know, it just didn't happen. It's not something that just, you know what I mean? It just, you know, they'll be okay. You know, just be strong. No, that's not how it works. No, it's absolutely not how it works. The truth of the matter is, when you go and when you look and everything that's associated with these guys is there for perpetuity. So at the end of the day, this is gonna live with them forever. Forever. It's gonna live with them forever. And the truth of the matter is, you can't escape these accusations once they're placed on you. That's why I do not stand with, and I'm not part of that believe all women crowd. That's why when people are like accuse people of things, even if the person is a little weird, I'm never gonna just go along with that and say that a person is something without actual proof or evidence. Because look, that's just not right. It's not right. It's not right that these men have to go through this legal battles because some woman just decided that she wanted to lie to for what was her reason? Because she wanted acceptance from other people. What are we talking about here?
Everyone took Crystal Magnum's side because she came out with details, very specific, graphic details. And the young men said, we didn't do this. But Duke University did not stand by them either. They were just really silent, but everyone was focused that she was telling the truth, they weren't. Then it went to a national level, and their names became household names, and they were taken into court on these very serious charges, and they were in college. They were at Duke University. Furthermore, the lacrosse team, their entire season was canceled. The coach was fired. So there were ramifications from it. Now, 1 year later, the Attorney General exonerated them of innocence. But there's so much more to the story. I was in the courtroom, and Mike Nifong, the district attorney of Durham, was charged with criminal contempt and then also for disbarment of his bar license. And it came out what the truth was. One of the defense teams had a young attorney, just got out of law school, and he would stay up at night reading the thousands of pages of DNA evidence. And he found something in one of those thousands of pages that confirmed that their DNA was not a part of DNA that they had collected from her. And that DNA evidence is actually one of the major factors that they were exonerated, and that came out during Mike Nifong's trial. He was convicted, by the way, the district attorney, who had stood by her and had done many interviews about how she was raped. So
now I just want you to take a second and think about it, right? These kids are Duke students, right? So they obviously come from wealthy families, or they have some type of support system behind them, right? Think about all the black men that are in jail and in prison right now for the very same accusations. Think about all the people, the men in general, that are in prison for these accusations, and they can't afford to have that type of legal team investing that much effort into their case. Like, just think about that. We got to be honest, man. This is sick. This is disgusting.
Viciously. And then they reclaimed their lives. But right there, I believe that's David Evans right there. He said that he, at the time, because he was in the courtroom during Mike Nifong's trial, he wanted to become an attorney because he wanted to help others who were wrongfully accused. And I don't know if that happened, but that is what he wanted at that time. But they'll always be the three Duke lacrosse players, right?
Yeah.
If you say the name Colin Finnerty, especially if you live in Duke, in Durham, you're going to know who that is.
And Gene, that school's lacrosse program was just smeared. I mean, and I'm sure suffered, and the school just suffered major reputational damage after that. Is there anything that could come as in part of the fallout of this? I mean, could there be some sort of lawsuit? I mean, I suppose there might not be much to sue for here. It doesn't sound like Crystal has a whole lot of assets on her.
Well, she's in prison.
Yeah,
she's in prison right now for murder. And so that's true. There were several lawsuits at the time, one against Duke, another against Durham, the city of Durham. But now that she has come out on the record saying it, let's see legally what is available, because it has been almost 20 years, and I'm sure her resources are very, very sparse at this point. But we have tried to contact the 3 now men involved in this, their attorneys, and a local paper said that there are not comments at this point of their reaction to all of this.
Wow. All right, Jean, stand by. Really appreciate you being on with us this morning. And I do want to go to Katerina.
Wow. Wow, guys. Like, I'm going to stop it right there because I think we got the point, but I just look at, whoo, just a complete crash out. A complete crash out. That's crazy. But what more can I say? We've seen it, and we've seen people, specifically women, some men, you know, get so passionate. They get so passionate about, how shall I say this? They get so passionate about these situations that, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Women do have to face this threat as a reality, right? But that does not give women a right or a free pass to make up and use that, I guess, that fear and that concern as an excuse to torture men or to ruin their lives. It's not cool. It's never gonna be okay. So I mean, I'm never gonna be on that camp of believe all women. I want to see facts. I want to see evidence. What proof do you have? I need more. I need more. I'm sorry. And look, that's just me. I'm not gonna apologize for that. And really, if I'm being honest, this situation is just a situation that proves why sometimes it's okay to be lame. Because honestly, like everybody always talks about how they enjoy these parties and everything like that. But look at it. If they had never been at that party, they would have never encountered this psychotic woman, and then they would have never been in this situation in the first place. So I'm not saying this to say that you shouldn't have fun. I'm just saying that maybe every kind of fun isn't the best kind of fun, because every experience isn't an experience that you need to have. Maybe it's just a thought.